Alright guys, if you clicked on my video, it's because you want to know, is the Ozark Trail's newest knife really worth it? What's the hype about? And why did I drive to 3 different Walmarts and I couldn't wait to capture unboxing it on video? Well, simply because everybody's talking about it. This Access Lock by Ozark Trail is pretty fun to play with. It's on ceramic bearings, it has great action, which is basically what everybody's going to want it for. So there you go. If that's why you clicked on my video, that's really all you needed. But let's get into some of the specifications on this knife and why you should or shouldn't buy it. The blade is a 3¼ inch blade. It's made out of stainless steel, so naturally it's corrosive resistant, but it doesn't really hold an edge very well, so you're going to have to maintain this knife quite a bit. For $5, that doesn't bother me. I can get a cheap sharpener. I already have this one. Besides that, let's get into some of the details on the knife. It's got this plastic handles on both sides. It's very lightweight. It's got some metal jimping on the backside, which I actually like. When you're holding the knife, it feels pretty good in the hand. You get a good grip on it. The handle does feel cheap, but it's a $5 knife, so it is cheap. Can't really complain about that. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that the pocket clip isn't a deep carry pocket clip. If you were to put this in your pocket, it'll still stick out a little bit, and it's also not reversible. So if you're somebody who likes to have it in your left side, you can't really put it on your left side pocket and open it the way that you want it. I know a lot of people will put a knife in their pocket certain ways because when they open it, you get ease of access. So that might be just a deterrent for anybody who is somebody who puts it on their left side. Besides that, really can't complain about the knife. It's a $5 knife. If I were to see this at any point in time without the hype behind it, I probably would have bought it. But if the blade was D2 steel, I'd be a lot happier. All in all, it's a great knife. It's got a cool little pattern on the handle, and it's a great gift to give somebody. $5 knife, you really can't go wrong. Just remember, get them a little sharpener because the edge is gonna go pretty quickly. I've dailied this knife for about 2 days now, and the ceramic bearings are actually pretty decent. I've been fidgeting with it quite a bit, and it's smooth, it's fun, very similar to a Bugout, if I was gonna be honest with you. And for $5, I really can't complain. With this year's newest knife, let's look at last year's knife and see how it lines up. So right here I have last year's D2 version of the access locking knife, and this thing blew up last year. I was unable to get my hands on it until right now, so let's open it up and see what we think. So right off the bat, you can tell that the orange knife is thicker in the hand, has a little bit more girth to it. I actually would say that I like the clip on the orange one better. Yeah, okay, so I'm seeing quite a few differences here. So the handle shape is very similar. It has some texture on the orange one close to the pocket clip. There isn't any of that on the newest version. The orange access locking knife says China on the blade, whereas the newest one does not. That might be my favorite feature of the orange one currently. So yeah, side by side, these knives look very similar. The orange one, like I said, was a little bit more girthy. The pocket clip just looks better on the orange one to me. The thumb studs for the access lock on the white one are a little bit more hollowed out, and I like that. The thumb studs for the actual blade, I think, are identical between the two versions. You can put a lanyard on both of them. The pocket clip on both of them is not reversible. All right, so now that we have compared them visually and their materials, let's see which one has better action. The orange one feels a little bit heavier, and I don't know if that's because of the blade steel or not. The blade itself actually looks thicker, and the blade itself on the older Axis knife has some jimping on the top, which I actually enjoy. That feels great. The orange Ozark Trail has great feel in the hand. It feels great in the hand. Whereas the newest one I think is a little bit lighter, and to me seems cheap just because of how thin it is. I personally don't like a very thin knife. For that reason that's the reason why I actually don't carry a mini Bugout anymore. I used to have a mini Bugout, but I can't stand them only because of how thin they are. And some people are gonna roast me, and I don't care. That's fine. So all in all, if I were to put these knives side by side, and I were to be given the option to only be able to purchase one of them, which one would I buy? I would personally buy the orange knife, the older Ozark Trail axis locking knife. The only thing that I don't like about the orange knife that I do like about the new silver knife would be the fact that the axis lock is hollowed out. It looks better, and you're able to actually access the ceramic bearings and take the blade apart on both sides of the handles. Besides that, all day, every day, I would pick the orange access locking Ozark Trail. Hope this video helps you determine if you want to go out and try and find an Ozark Trails access locking knife, or if you just want to skip on it. Thanks for watching.